So to sort of wind up on a positive note, there are these No Kings protests happening this weekend, and several people have asked, what effect, if any, do you think these demonstrations might have? And do you think that they are helpful, these public resistance demonstrations? Do you think they're productive? What do you think we can do to stop us from falling into the abyss of?
So I think they are helpful. And I've been in, so I lived in Poland over the last 10 years, and we also had a government elected in 2015 that carried out an assault on the judiciary. It's a long story. We don't have time for it now, but it was a way of just trying to dismantle the Polish equivalent of the Supreme Court. And there were these big demonstrations, really big ones all over the country in favor of the courts. And my reflection on them was that, of course, they don't fix the problem. The problem is only fixed by voting in elections and by changing the people in charge. But they have a lot of good effects. They help people realize that they're not alone. They show people who are apathetic that other people care. They create connections between people. Groups form around creating the demonstration, and those have long effects that last and go on. They'll make you feel better. I mean, they're fun. I mean, I can't promise your particular No Kings March in your particular part of the country will be, maybe it'll be raining, I don't know, but they have it. They make people feel positive, and that's also important. And they can also, as I said, they can change the atmosphere. I mean, around once it's clear that millions of people are against this, and that millions of people are willing to work together and all protest together on a single day, then that also shapes the way politicians, in Congress and elsewhere, understand things. I mean, so I can't say that you'll fix the problem by having a demonstration, but they have good side effects. Actually, the best example of this is in the weeks before the Berlin Wall fell. This is now going back in time. There were these huge demonstrations all over East Germany and Leipzig and Berlin and elsewhere. One of the reasons why there was actually a particular security guard who opened the gate and at the wall, one of the wall crossings, which is how the wall was breached. And people like him were affected by those demonstrations. So civil servants, people who have to make decisions, police, maybe even people people who are in ICE, they're also affected by what they see and what they see to be popular opinion. So I think it's important to demonstrate to them. And also, by the way, the attacks on them it's so completely classic, that they're all, I think, was it Mike Johnson who said it's going to be Hamas, it's going to be terrorists, it's going to be Antifa,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be people who hate our country. When people show up and they're waving American flags and wearing leopard costumes, they won't look like Hamas. And that will also send a message that's important.
Yeah. Provided the people who get the message are tuning into that, because our media
It depends. I mean,
environment
if
is so
they're big enough,
fractured.
it'll be hard to miss.
Mhm. So I guess this idea, this fear that there could be some provocation on the part of the authorities to justify sending in forces, and that it could, devolve into something that would justify the sending of, for police and or the military to calm the protests. And this kind of idea that Antifa is a group of people and it's an organization, a terrorist organization, when it's not. It's just an idea that could be used to justify an increase of military. So how should people behave and act at these demonstrations to prevent that from happening?
The demonstration should be peaceful and cheerful and friendly and morale building.
Mhm.
And all the lessons from all kinds of civil protest from our country, actually, in the 1960s to Poland in the 1980s. All the lessons are that the impact of a peaceful demonstration is greater than the impact of something that becomes violent. So maybe there will be. It's hard for me to make a prediction, but The more, if you're going to go, go with the attitude that I'm there to demonstrate that I'm a citizen and to, and to exercise my right to protest. And I'm not there because I'm angry and I want to break things.
Next week, we'll have Linda Greenhouse from the New York Times speaking with Pat Morrison. So stay tuned for that. And then I will be back with you at a later date. And have a great evening.